I want to thank all of you for coming out tonight. And what I'm going to share is not going to be anything earth-shattering. I think it's things that you probably all know. But maybe it's a quick review. It's a nice little acronym for self-care. And I think I go back to it myself a lot, particularly if I find that I'm not feeling well in some way. I look at these things and I think, what am I missing? So I'm just going to run through these with you, okay? So, new start, sorry, my voice could probably project without this. Okay, can you hear me okay back there? Okay, very good. So, New Start stands for 8 wellness behaviors, essentially. The first one being nutrition, and when we think about good nutrition, of course, some of the biggest things are your fresh fruits and vegetables, and actually as many raw things as possible, and your whole grains. So that's an important thing that, you know, it's easy to overlook. And I think as women, a lot of times, we're so busy taking care of everyone else, we don't allow ourselves time to take care of ourselves. And sometimes I think we just need the license to do that, that it's okay for me to take some time to take care of myself. And so it's great to see everyone out tonight to do that. So nutrition is the first in the acronym, and I think, you know, everyone has a pretty good idea. The next is exercise, and as Dr. Cook was saying earlier about exercise, you know, if you're not someone who exercises, perhaps you think, oh, that is the last thing I want to do at the end of the day. I just want to collapse. I'm so exhausted. So I always say start small. Maybe you need to look at exercising in the morning. Start with that 10-minute walk. Walking is an absolutely great exercise. Taking the stairs at work or wherever you're going is a good way to start including exercise in your day. But definitely just even getting out for that walk. If you start small, start with a 10-minute walk, you'll find that you're adding to that because you will feel so much better. And especially I like walking because you'll get outside, you get some fresh air, you get some sunshine, and even though we are always worried about wearing our sunscreen, we need some sun. So it's very important to your wellness. Water. I don't know how much water everyone drinks every day. I'm sure everyone can tell me that you should drink 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. We've all learned this from childhood, I think, that we should be consuming water like that. But it is so important to your wellness, just to keeping your whole body working well. You know, about 70% of your body is made up of water. So really important to have that in your diet. Actually, I just read recently about a study conducted, it was in men, but they found that the men who drank the most water had a 50% decrease in the risk of fatal heart attacks. So it's really significant to think that just drinking water can help you that much. So sun, I think especially this time of year, we crave sun if we live in New England. I know I do. I'm looking forward to some warmer days after the weather that we've been having recently. And while sun has gotten a bad rap in many respects, getting outdoors and getting some sun is healthy for you within reason. You know, lying out in it to work on a tan, maybe not so much, but getting out for your walk with some sun is going to help you to feel so much better. So, temperance, the T in New Start, or the first T, you know, and absolutely, it's an old-fashioned word we don't hear much about anymore. But really, it just means moderation. And I think we live in, well, we know, we live in the supersized society. We want it fast, we don't like moderation so much. But it's, you know, it really is important, you know, in everything, especially, I like sweets personally, so I found that this study was very interesting to me, that Oreos may be as addictive as cocaine for rats. Maybe for humans too, I don't know about the cocaine part, but Oreos, they actually found that the rats chose the Oreos just as often as cocaine. So I guess along the lines of temperance, what I would say is, you know, even with desserts, take time. Take time. It goes back to that. We don't want to take time to take care of ourselves, or we just don't have the time. Take a few minutes. We're always grabbing things on the go, and I like to eat. I love to eat, and most of us, I think, do, but so often we don't take time to enjoy what we're having. So in moderation, when you're going to have that treat you really want, instead of having the whole package of Oreos because I'm on the go and I just haven't had time for something, take some time for yourself to enjoy the treats that you give yourself. So air is in fresh air. Once again, if you've done perhaps yoga or anything like that, just taking a deep breath can make you feel so much better. I always like to include the exercising outdoors, where you get out and you walk. That fresh air, it's just incredible. I work nights, and fortunately not tonight, but I often will wake up and I don't feel rested when I wake up, and I will go out for a run, and when I come back in, I feel energized. It would seem it would be just the opposite, but by getting out there, getting some exercise, some fresh air, some sun, it really gives me a different perspective completely. So I would definitely recommend that, getting outside to exercise. Rest. How many of you get enough sleep? I can't really raise my hand because working nights, that's always a challenge when you're sleeping during the day. Rest, 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night is... It may be in a row. It's good to aim for it. Once again, getting that exercise, especially earlier in the day. You don't particularly want to exercise right before bedtime, but if you get out, you get that fresh air, you get that exercise, you may find that it helps you to sleep more consistently, better, longer at night. Also, of course, considering how much caffeine intake you have, when you're having it, if you need to maybe cut that out a little bit earlier during the day. I read a study as I was preparing to do this about sleep and neurotoxins, so the waste products of your nervous system are cleared from your body when you sleep. Almost none of that happens when you're awake. So sleep is important on many levels. Is your emotional health, of course, your REM sleep when you dream. They've done studies that show that is vastly important to how you're feeling during the day. If you feel depressed, if you feel energetic, is definitely based on how much rest you are getting. The final thing that I mentioned in the New START acronym is trust, and this I would bring up as your spiritual care, and everyone has different beliefs, but really taking time for your belief system, for de-stressing, for meditation, whatever your meditation is on, is important to your health. That knowing that everything's going to have that sense of everything's going to be okay. Forgiveness, studies have been done that show how much that increases your health when you let someone else off the hook, so to speak. So that is the final acronym in the New START, and it's, to me, probably one of the most important, to take care of your spiritual health as well. And that's really all I have for you tonight. Do you have any questions? So we also like you to know if you do need to use the ER, I work in the ER here, and we do have a 30-minute promise to have you seen by the doctor within that time. And as far as your blood pressure control goes, we are happy to do free blood pressure screenings in the ER here. We say from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., but we will do it anytime. Thank you.